You will tell this dream to the world, and it means that you will be chosen for something very important. It was October 17th, 1999. I was a little bit fed up with everything. And so one time I just went to sleep. I was kind of very depressed, very. I was actually disappointed in some people in this life and many other things. And so I went to sleep. And sometime in the morning, I remember it was really in the morning, I had a dream like this. In this dream, I had like 3 roommates, I think, and they were all in my room. But I was on the balcony and I actually felt, I didn't see anything, but I felt that something was going on outside. And I ran into this, it was a kitchen, and then into my room. And I told them, come quickly, it's the eclipse of the sun, come quickly and see. So we all went out to the balcony. And in real life, in this life, I remember that the balcony was looking towards the east. And so we went to that balcony, and we saw a huge, beautiful woman in the sky. She was blonde, and her hair was like curly, if you remember, something like Kim Basinger looked like when she was young, something similar to that. But it was beauty that you don't forget. And she wore something similar. I remember it was a white dress. And it looked more like the Romans have this toga or something. And it was white. Her skin was pale, but it was, I don't know how else to explain it. It was like smooth, glowing. It was something that you cannot describe. And she was so beautiful. And she was holding the sun under her arm, her left arm, and with her right arm, she was like taking away the pieces of the sun, of that sun. And that sun wasn't yellow or white. That sun was bright purple. And that sun, she was taking the pieces of that sun like small little pieces, and threw it onto the land, into the town, if you like to. And just threw it. She threw one, like when you are sowing something in the field, for example. This is what it looked like. And she took one piece and she threw away one. And then she threw away another one. And then she took another piece. And she looked at our balcony, and she looked straight to me in the eyes. And I was terrified. And the rest of the girls just ran away. And I was so terrified that I couldn't move. And she threw away this third piece of the sun towards me. And I tried to run away. I just turned around, but it hit me in the right arm. In the upper arm, how do you say? It's like somebody held me by the hand actually. And I felt a little bit of pain in my arm, but I went inside and I thought, wow, that was unbelievable. And I saw one of my roommates, flatmates, however you say, she was actually trying to wash some pillows, cushions actually, in the bathtub. And she said, mine is from 1565 and yours is from 1555. And she behaved actually like those cushions were alive. And I remember, I thought to myself, well, she's so stupid. She doesn't know that these are just cushions, not something, I don't know, important. They're just cushions. And I remember that I went back to that balcony and I saw something in the box moving. But this was like small pig's legs. But I don't know how they were alive, but they were like pig's legs, pig's feet actually. I knew it can't be alive, you know. And this is the moment when I woke up, you know. And I still remember this dream to this day. And I remember when this huge woman in the sky looked at me in the eyes. And I remember that fear. That it's the kind of fear that you can't move. You cannot move. And I've been told just now that I'm gonna make a video and I'll tell this dream to the world. The next dream, the important one that I'm going to talk about is this one. It happened on I think it was the 12th of November, 2015. Basically, I had a dream that I was somewhere in somebody's apartment and there was a cat and the cat didn't want to eat the fish, but it wanted, I don't know, something that's in the cage, you know. It wasn't such an important dream, you know, but the important thing is that was the end of the dream. But before I just started to wake up, and before I woke up, I heard this message. So in English language, it would be like this. The lie takes off its hooks from every man without shame. So that the flowers could bloom and the meek children could grow. And these two lines were in rhyme. Could grow. Its mouth will be shut. Or its mouth shall be shut. It sounded more like that. Then there is the third dream. This is a very important dream. It happened in 2016. In 2016, I think it was the 15th of January. Maybe it was even the 16th of January, but I think it was the 15th, if I remember very, very well. So the situation in my life was like this, you know, in my in my life, in my real life, that I was really sad, and I thought to myself, I'm just going to sleep and I'm not going to wake up. This is how hard it was. I'm just going to sleep and, this is it, I don't want to wake up. But a little bit before that, I had some huge problems in my life, and I actually called for God. I called him by his name 3 times. I never did it in my life, and nobody told me how to do it or why to do it. I just did it. And then that was this day when I just wanted to go to sleep and never to wake up. And suddenly, next morning, before I woke up, actually, I had a dream. I had a dream that I was in the homeless shelter, not inside, but there was a yard, a small yard. It was mostly in concrete, covered with concrete. And I held in my hand a ball. It was the size of a basketball ball. It was that size, and it was round, and it was made of bread. The inside of the bread, it didn't have a crust, or how do you say it? It just inside of the bread, and it was that big, and I held it in my hands, and I was feeding the ants on that concrete. I was feeding the ants. And I was feeding the ants, and I took a little bit of bread for myself. Then I fed the ants again. Then I took for myself. So I was eating this bread, and suddenly I saw a few big boxes of... There was bread, and this is like for homeless people. So when they had something extra, so they put it somewhere in the box, or in the plastic bag, or in the box or something. So I saw this in the middle of the yard, and I thought to myself, wow, I'm gonna get something from there. It was everybody's, I don't know, nobody was there either. So I remember I took 3 things from that box. The first thing was, it was some kind of roll with ham and cheese. And the second thing was, it was like some kind of triangle with a cottage cheese filling inside. And it was in the shape of a triangle, and it was made of corn, corn flour. This is the second thing. And the third thing was buchtle. Buchtle, it's like, it's made with marmalade. Usually it's apricot marmalade. It was, buchtle is, how shall I describe it? It's a sweet dough. It's like similar to French brioche, but it is very, very soft, and the dough is sweet, And I didn't take one. I take like 5, 6 of them, this one, that one, that one. And I was standing there, and I was like, wow. I was putting it in a small plastic bag, and I was holding it in my left hand. I remember, and I remember I was standing, and I said to myself, I was thinking in this dream, I was thinking, wow, I have to say thank you to somebody. And I remember God, and I just looked up in the sky, and this happened in 1 second. I looked at the sky, and a ray of light, a big, fat, huge ray of light, hit me straight in the chest and took me up towards itself. And I remember it happened just in 1 second. And I suddenly found myself there, and I remember I was still holding those things that I took from the box. I was holding that bag, and I came into that light. It was an enormous light, enormous strength, something unbelievable that I never experienced in my life. And I remember that this light was, apart from being a light, it was alive. It was so alive. Everything was alive. It's an unbelievable feeling. And this is when I woke up. Yes. And then I was actually just about to wake up. And I remember from this light, this light actually gave me a breath to my nose, a breath. It was like I did this. And the moment I did this, I woke up, and in my physical body, I felt like some kind of needles, through my hands, coming out of my hands, everywhere, my lungs and my hands. And this was like a new breath for me. I remember that. This is when I woke up, and it happened just in 1 second. 1 second. I still remember vividly this light. This is something that I'll never forget. And these are actually 3 the most important dreams in my life, There were many others. I'm not going to tell you about them. It's not that important as these 3. And I'll tell you one little secret. The videos at the beginning, when I opened my channel, I opened it on the 23rd of May 2021. And at the beginning, there is a video as told from the voice in my dreams. You know what? I have decided, people are unhappy, people have problems, blah, blah, blah. They do stupid things, wrong things, good things, I don't know, whatever. But I have decided to follow this voice from my dreams. And I never made a mistake. I mean, I had a lot of problems. You wouldn't believe it, how many problems I had. Even after that, it's not like you just snap your fingers like that, and this is it. Your problems are solved, like with a magic wand. How do you say that? I had many, many problems. I still do have them now. But I've decided to follow that voice from my dreams. It never lied. It never had bad intentions. It's just not possible. And I feel a lot better. And I feel that my life is going in the right direction. Definitely in the right direction. And what I would like to tell you through this video, okay? Try to pay attention to your dreams. Don't sit and think about your dreams. Oh, what did it mean? What did that mean? Or just go through some old ancient books, they're usually bullshit books about dreams, but try to pay attention to your dreams, because there is probably a message for you in there regarding your real life, in your reality. Then follow the changes in your reality, what's happening to you in the reality. This is all I had to say in this video today. It's the 27th of February, and it's springtime. Basically, the winters have become very, very warm, and it's actually springtime already. And thank you for listening.